What's up, Screen Fame fans? I did not abandon you. This is the movie review for All the Money in the World. Coach, you've seen my video, of course. If not, follow the timeline. You would learn all about the controversy with Kevin Spacey and Christopher Plummer. How the controversy with Spacey, he had to step out. And in 10 days, they decided to keep this date because this is a massive date. Anybody who has a Christmas release, you want to make sure you make that date more than lose it because that's very pivotal to your bottom line. So what they did was they took, which should have been like one of the best moments ever for them, and they took 10 million extra dollars and improved their film dramatically. So from the outset, knowing that they erased and cut film and reshot scenes with Christopher Plummer in place of Kevin Spacey, you wouldn't even notice, except for if you just say, like, the majority of the people don't know. Moviegoers, we know. So we go in there and we see these scenes. This is the best shot scenes because we know Ridley Scott is the best when it comes to visuals. The movie could suck, but the visuals give it perspective. And from a visual standpoint, it's that gritty oldness to it. It's really gripping. Everything around it is like old, vintage. So when you look at these shots, you're like, man, it's edited so well, you wouldn't even notice it unless you look at Mark Wahlberg's character. He's a little bit on the, I've lost a lot of weight and I'm filming another movie. To this one, to some of the scenes, he look like he's been in the gym. And that's what happened when you do reshoots. Other than that, nobody's going to really pay attention to that thing. But the overall scope of the movie is based on the richest man in the world at the time, trillionaire Getty. His grandson, who's not really connected to them anymore, is kidnapped, and they want like $17 million, which is a drop in a bucket to a Getty family for his safety. The mother, who's played by Michelle Williams, who gives a Oscar riveting performance yet again in this film. Now, the last film she did, she's great at playing this role. If you need somebody to play a person that's distraught and distressed and stressed for an entire film, get Michelle Williams because she can deliver. Now, you put that on a plate, then you have the back and forth with everyone else involved. You have the back and forth dialogue with uh, uh, Mark Wahlberg's character who plays basically Ray Donovan. So this was like a long driven Ray Donovan. Ray tries to solve everything in 30 minutes. Mark Wahlberg has a little bit harder of a time in fixing things. It takes a lot longer for him to fix something, especially something like this. Like he's a former CIA agent who's now hired by the richest man in the world, to fix his problems. So this is a problem that Mr. Getty, who doesn't want to pay a dime in this situation, not a cent, goes out and makes that statement to the press so that the terrorists see, not a dime. It becomes a really impactful thing as the wife who has no money, even though she married a Getty and is not anymore, she has no connection to the money. She didn't want it. She just wanted to be with her kid and left alone. But he's a rightful heir to the legacy. as he bears the Getty's name. So it's a very powerful film. It's heavily dialogue. This is not for everybody. Like if you just went and saw The Last Jedi, don't go and thinking that's gonna be all the money in the world. This is for a certain target audience, those who can withstand dialogue in films, something I yearn for. I am a very large dialogue in a film type of person. As long as the pacing and it's the payoff and it doesn't sound like it's boring you throughout, which is smart writing. This film has this, as this is clearly one of the best films of the year. It's clearly Ridley Scott's one of the best films he's made in a very long time. And I give it a rating of 4 stars. I'm out.